This is the Nissan Leaf electric car. It's just under $50,000 plus on-road costs, it has 270 kilometres of range, and it has the added bonus of not needing any pesky petrol. For anyone who's not super familiar with electric cars, the lowdown is this. These days they're all pretty great and much the same as regular cars, plus they're likely to get even better and cheaper in the coming years. But the big question mark that still surrounds electric car ownership in Australia is charging them. We hear a lot about how Australia's public charging infrastructure is lagging behind the rest of the world. But what does that actually mean? And if you don't have off-street parking, is owning an electric car in Australia even possible? We're here to find out. There are a few ways to charge your electric car. Firstly, all of them come with their own charging cable and you can just plug that into your average 2.4 kilowatt wall socket at home. The only problem is you're going to need off-street parking for that or a really long extension cord. Plus it's slow and it can take well over 24 hours to fully charge your car.
If you install a dedicated wall box unit in your garage or driveway, that can speed up the charging time to around 7 to 10 hours.
Of course, a lot of us live in apartment buildings or houses without driveways, so then your only option is to rely on public charging.
From there, your options range from public AC charging stations that can provide anywhere from 7 kilowatts to 22 kilowatts of charge, to DC charging stations, which have their own cords that plug into your car and provide a much faster rate of charge. Then there are the less common 350 kilowatt ultra rapid chargers, which can take a car from 0 to 100% charge in as little as 20 minutes.
So the Nissan Leaf has 65% battery capacity or around 152 kilometres of range left. I've got an app on my phone called PlugShare, which shows me where the closest charging points are. And if that fails, the satellite navigation on the Leaf also has an inbuilt guide to all the closest charging points. So we're going to hit the road in Melbourne CBD and surrounds to find out the best places to get this thing back up to full capacity.
Apps like PlugShare allow you to locate charging stations near you, and failing that, electric cars like the Leaf typically have charging station locations included in their built-in satellite navigation systems.
So according to my PlugShare app, the closest charging point to my house is this Tesla supercharger. Tesla has around 33 supercharging sites scattered across Australia, and they work pretty quickly to get your car up to full capacity.
Tesla also boasts more than 700 slightly less powerful public destination chargers around the country. Tesla's superchargers are usually 150 kilowatts to 250 kilowatts, meaning they can fully charge your car in under an hour.
There's just one problem. They're only available to Tesla owners, which means my little Nissan Leaf and I have to hit the road and try the next charging point.
While the PlugShare app helpfully lists all the charging stations near you, finding them can be a little more challenging. Often you have to rely on reviews and comments from other users in the app to find out where the EV station actually is.
So the next closest charging point to my house is here at Prahran Square. It's an underground public car park and it does cost money, but it's only about $1 for the first 2 hours. And thankfully, this charge point, which is operated by ChargeFox, one of Australia's largest electric car charging providers, is free. All I have to do is log into my ChargeFox app and unlock the charging point on my phone here. Happens almost instantaneously, and I'll plug it in. There's only 2 charging car parks in this car park, and thankfully they're both empty, which is great news for me. I've got about 15 minutes to spare, so I'm going to leave it here and see how far it gets. We're on 60%. Let's see how we end up. So we've fallen at the first hurdle. Everything's plugged in. The charging port is unlocked. I've gone to walk away and realised that my car is not showing up as charging, and I can't quite figure out why. It's time for some detective work, I suppose. Leave it with me. We'll see how far we get.
In my experience, public chargers can occasionally not work for no good reason. Thankfully, there's often a second charging point that's functioning fine, and if that's not possible, providers usually supply a hotline number you can call for assistance.
So we didn't really solve the mystery, but we have figured out that whilst port A on this charging station wasn't working, port B is. So my Leaf's plugged in, it's charging, everything's all good. Finally time to get that coffee. So I got my coffee and I've been gone for just over half an hour, and it says here on the Nissan Leaf's dashboard that I've added 8% of charge and about 21 kilometres of range. not bad, but I feel like we can do better. So a couple of suburbs over from that ChargeFox AC charger is this, a ChargePoint 50 kilowatt DC fast charger. It comes with its own cord, so I've just plugged that into the Leaf. Then you're going to need the ChargePoint app and your ChargePoint authorization card, which you tap over here to get started. So we've done all that. It's working away, it's charging. Let's see how much of a difference this charger can make.
One of the most annoying bits about charging your electric car is all the different apps you have to have. Some local providers like Tritium are working to standardise your access, but for now, you'll need to register your payment method with a bunch of different charging providers.
I've been sitting in the car here checking emails for the last 25 minutes, so I've spent less time here than I did at the ChargeFox station just before, and I've already added 46 kilometres of range and 16% battery capacity. So this is a far better solution if you're a little bit pressed for time, but you've got a bit more distance to travel.
While we needed the app to get things started, the charge at Swinburne was free. It's not the only free charger around Melbourne, but some turn out to be expensive for other reasons.
So we've come to Melbourne CBD where there's a free 11 kilowatt Porsche destination charger. Only problem is it's in a paid car park, and that means that it's about $50 if you want to park here for 2 hours. Because this is 11 kilowatts, it's going to take you way more than 2 hours to fully charge your car. So you'd want to be doing more of a snack size charge if anything. The other key problem with this spot, there's another car parked in the other one, and I'm pretty sure this Lexus is not an electric car.
While a lot of charging providers are making charging free or low cost, the paid parking is where you will feel the pinch. For example, 2 hours of pretty slow charging for a $50 parking fee could cover a tank of petrol.
I've been here 10 minutes, I've gained 2% of charge and 3 kilometres of range, and it's cost me $6, and if I stay any longer, it's going to cost me $24. So I'm going to hit the road and find something a little bit more affordable. This right here is the holy grail of public electric car charging. It's a 350 kilowatt ultra rapid charger, and when it works, it can take your car from 0 to 100% battery capacity in as little as 20 minutes. There are not many of them around and they work pretty quickly, but unfortunately for me, it uses a plug type, CCS, that's incompatible with the Nissan Leaf's onboard charger, and on top of that, the Nissan Leaf's battery taps out at that 50 kilowatt charge rate. So on that note, I think I see something a little bit better suited to us over there.
Different cars have different size batteries and accept different rates of charge, so something you should consider when making your purchase is how quickly and how often you need to charge your car.
All things considered, this is your best case scenario for charging the Nissan Leaf. It's a 50 kilowatt fast charger, it costs about 40 cents per kilowatt hour, and it will take your car from 0 to 80% charge in under 60 minutes.
While the number of these 50 kilowatt and up fast chargers is growing, there are still only a small number of them around Australia, and they're often concentrated along major highways and in urban centres. For example, ChargeFox, one of Australia's major charging providers, only has 48 fast charger sites and 15 ultra-rapid charging sites around the country.
The thing about electric car ownership in Australia is that the cars themselves are great, but the charging infrastructure to support them isn't quite there yet. But fear not, some of the best minds in the business are working to make electric car charging more accessible, more affordable, and faster for everyone. So my advice to electric car owners is to sit tight and feel positive about the future, because the destination will make the journey more than worth it.
Thanks for watching. To read the full written review, head to caradvice.com.au. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified whenever a new video goes live. And as always, make sure you hit us up with any questions in the comments section below.